Hello, Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to your ninth session of Book Clubs Across Borders between Islamabad and Balkh. The book that we are discussing today is 99 Nights in Logar by Jamil Jan Kochai. This book is basically written in the form of an epic tale of an Afghan boy who is living in America, and he goes back to his hometown, his home village in Logar, Afghanistan. The book basically shows his journey of looking for their family dog, Buddha Bash, and him discovering his family's legacies, his family's stories, and the relatives or they all around him are telling him stories in the form of oral tradition. So before we start our conversation, I would like to ask my colleague, Ayman Imran, to give a brief summary of this book, and then we will go towards our students and get their views on the book. So Ayman, over to you.
All right. I'm giving a little summary of 99 Nights in Logar, which is written by Jamil Jan Kochai. So it's about, the story is told through the eyes of Marwand, who's a 12-year-old boy who's originally from Afghanistan, but lives or grew up in the US and then goes back to Logar in Afghanistan on a family visit. And the entire premise is around a massive guard dog, a very powerful guard dog who escapes from the family compound that he had been guarding, and how Marwan, then accompanied by his cousins, leaves on a journey to find the missing dog. And throughout their journey, in which they are sort of adventuring, let's say, through the landscape of Logar, and experiencing different things and witnessing different things. And throughout that journey, the reader is also kind of experiencing various small stories or incidents or snippets, let's say, of snippets basically of Afghan history and culture and life in Afghanistan during this journey of finding the dog, right? So it is sort of, you can say, a way of learning about the country and even our protagonist and Marwan, through whose eyes we are witnessing the story, is at the same time learning more about his homeland. And at times he's uncomfortable, or you can see struggling with his own language, with the history of the area, with not knowing certain things that he perhaps conventionally should have known, right? But it is through this journey that the reader and Marwand together sort of, not even if they do not understand rationally everything that's happening and everything about Afghanistan, life in Afghanistan, its history, its culture, but they certainly do experience it. So the story, in that sense, what I'm trying to say is that it's more about experiencing the smaller tales and the smaller stories that are part of the entire book, right? And yeah, so basically those stories then they span across a multitude of elements and themes. There are celebrations, there are tragedies, he's basically weaving folk tales, which basically most of these things are designed to show how Afghanistan is more than just the war-torn and ragged sort of a country that it is depicted as in Western media, as well as the larger on a larger international scale, right? So he sort of weaves together these multitude of themes and thematic stories, like folk tales, Islamic stories, oral histories, right? Histories that are passed down from families and not necessarily written in textbooks to be read by foreigners, right? And he sort of weaves together this semi-real, magical, realist sort of a world to experience Afghanistan rather than understand it in a very sort of a logical, rational sense, right? So he's just depicting the landscape of something, of a life that sort of goes beyond war and suffocation, and shows Afghanistan as a living, breathing area that has been there since a very long time and has seen and done a lot and has experienced a lot. So therefore, the search, which is punctuated by various interruptions in which you kind of experience these little stories, those interruptions are embraced rather than seen as something that is interrupting the main premise of looking for the dog. It is these interruptions during the journey that sort of allow the reader and Marwan to experience the area whilst looking for the dog, right? So looking for the dog is basically a tool of understanding, for understanding of, not understanding, but experiencing Afghanistan, right? And like I mentioned, Marwan himself is not entirely the most reliable guide. He is, along with the reader, trudging across along the journey and becoming comfortable and at certain times uncomfortable with it. And he's also just experiencing it. So the entire book is basically a collection of bits and pieces of stories which are put together to share lives and sort of create a not perhaps a very logical sort of organized history, but a source of collective memory and in the form of tales, right? And they sort of show what Afghanistan has experienced generally. So that's what it is mostly about.
Hello, I hope all of you doing well. This is Kausar Taj from Balkh, Mazar Sharif, Afghanistan, and I want to talk about a book by the name of 99 Nights in Logar by Jamila Kuchi. Jamila Kuchi, who has born in Pakistan and grew up in United States, and this story is about 12 years old Marwan returned to his village in Logar along with his parents and his two siblings. He has been in the United States for 6 years, and now he felt he came back here he is belong. And like lots of people, other Afghan people that are immigrating in another country. And the main point in this book was war and also migrant and return of our people come back their hometown, and the majority and the special point that it was amazing to me that she once shows that killing other people, children, to ensure safety of our own is not an adequate security policy. You know, it's not a very good point that we want to kill other person because of our safety. And I think it's the bold point of this book that catch my attention, and she want to say that we can't kill another person because of our safety, that we be safe. And it's the bad things about the war and also about our safety. I'm very happy that I'm here and share my thoughts with you. Thank you for your hearing me, and I hope all of you are doing well and be great. Thanks.
Hello everybody, hope you're doing well. This is Tuba Langar, one of the book club member from Mazar Sharif, Balkh, Afghanistan. Today I want to speak about the book that we study in this month. The book was 99 Nights in Logar, and book was written by Jamal Kuchi. The book is a story about 12 years old boy by the name of Marwan, who traveled to Afghanistan after 6 years from the United States of America. He was traveled to Logar and he was born in Logar. The house that Marwan stayed in Logar was protected by a dog by the name of Budapest. I think the author treated the story about this dog and maybe living in that village because of showing that how people damage the animals in Afghanistan and how they behave with the animals. I think the story, when I read the book, the story was shown that most of the time we did violence with the animals, and when they can talk with us, when they can tell us anything, definitely that's not the right. The book was really attractive. Yeah, I'm sure that it has lots of effects, but I want to mention some main effects. One of the first effects that after reading this book I see in myself, it learned me that how to behave with the children and how to keep the children's childhood period. Because the childhood period is one of the most and beautiful, important part of a child life. But in countries like Afghanistan, when war, when economic, social, or maybe politician problems or came, definitely children lose their childhood. And the second one, I think it was about behavior.
This is Ahmad Farouzi Ibrahimi, one of member of Book Club Across Borders in Mazar Sharif, Afghanistan, and I hope all of you fine and doing well. In this session, our book was about a novel story that names 99 Nights in Logar, written by Jamil Jan Kochai. Jamil Jan Kochai, 25 years old man, was born in Pakistan and grew up in United States, who has written a book that tells the story of those being hunted. It's something more than well crafted. It's phenomenal. The year is 2005, and 12 years old Marwan returns of his village in Logar along with his parents and two younger siblings. He has been in the USA for 6 years, but now he feels he's back where he belongs. As an outsider and a guest, he's fitted by his extended family and reunited with legions of cousins, all growing up in a constant war. He's also reunited with Budabash, the wolf-like dog. One of the day, Marwan was playing with Budabash, and unfortunately Budabash cut Marwan's tip of fingers, and after that Budabash escapes from Marwan, and Marwan search for finding Budabash, and after that this story will start in 99 Nights, and this was amazing and interesting.
In the name of kind Allah, by the permission of you guys, so today I want to talk about the conclusion of today's session book called 99 Nights in Logar. So before that, I would like to introduce myself first. My name is Said Faiz Hashimi, representing from Mazar Sharif, Balkh province, book clubs across border from Afghanistan. So now I want to talk to you about the conclusion of Pete Turner's book called 99 Nights in Logar. So this mesmerizing book was from Jamil Khan Kochal, and the story was about a boy visiting Afghanistan for the first time, and that boy named Marwan, and he was only 12 years old, and he was a teenager, and he had a dog, a patrol dog with himself, securing his family. For the first time whenever he visited Afghanistan, he also faced with lots of struggling problems and setbacks in our country. So the main things were about childhood, war, social life in Afghanistan, and so on. So one of the stories that really mesmerized me, now I need to read it for you. When I woke up, I was flat on the sheet of aluminum without weapon, without camis or pocket, and I stank of vomit. The day soldier was gone, eaten and I suppose by the waters. The fluid had come as quickly as it came, and blah blah. So I don't mean that that was really astonishing or something else, but I mean that it was mesmerizing and super, not because of that verse, because it was full of imaginations, and the explanation and the expose were really splendid, and he was really great, and for that I was mesmerized by that. So this was the conclusion of this session's book, and I shared with you. Hope to be fine. Have a good time.
Hello and wish you be fine. This is Nargis Rasuli from Balkh, Afghanistan. 99 Nights in Logar is a book written by Jamil Jan Kuchai, one of the writers who has been burned in Pakistan and grew up and educated in United States of America. 99 Nights in Logar is a book that captures joys and sorrows of life in Afghanistan, happiness and adversity, both parts, and also 99 Nights in Logar is an imaginative exploration of coming back to home, aimed the tension and political tensions of modern Afghanistan. So 99 Nights in Logar follows the story of a young boy who is in search of his family dog, Budabash, in Logar. And 99 Nights in Logar follows the 99 events that is following in search of the family dog, Budabash. So this book is a revelation in every sense of the word, a story of childhood in one of the Afghanistan's provinces, Logar. It is a book that astoundingly written by a talented writer, and overall, this book is a novel that mourns all that has been lost and chases after what will be.
Hello guys, this is Ramiri, one of the members of Book Club. So today I wanna talk about one of the most enjoyable book that I read, 99 Nights in Logar. So actually 99 Nights in Logar is a middle grade that packs a lot into one story. Not only is a story that revolves around the power and influence of stories, but it is about Marwan's quest for his family dog and the connections that he makes with his extended family. What starts out as a book about Marwan and the search for the missing family dog more happens into a book that tells the family stories. 99 Nights in Logar is timely and without being overt, also talking about the Taliban. Thank you so much for your attention.
Greetings, this is Fatima Amiri from Afghanistan, Mazar Sharif, one of the members in Book Lab. Hope you are doing well. First of all, 99 Nights in Logar is the best book that I studied. This book was so great and I have learned lots of things from this book. The 99 Nights in Logar is the best book and it has lots of complete and serious stories about the war in Taliban, the war between Taliban and Afghanistan, about the marriages, the love, and the cross-dressing, the possible marriage partners. It has the real things. And I learned about this book that this book is so great for me. I learned lots of things from this book, and thank you so much from you, from Pakistan and Afghanistan, for making the better society, and I hope you are doing well and be safe. Thank you so much.
Hello everybody, I hope you're fine and doing well. This is Ahmed Tamim Dostyor, a member of Book Club in Mazar Sharif, Afghanistan. So actually during I was joined in this program, I read a lot of books, like inspirational books and also stories, novels. So actually this was also an epic book that I had read during this program. So this book was actually very, very fantastic. It was 99 Nights in Logar. So actually I really find it cool inside the book. When I read it, I read a lot of things, and I read actually something very awesome that I had read. It was the story of a person who lived in 99 Nights in Logar. Actually at first he didn't I think that person didn't find any place to live, but then they find a place that it was an epic place that a person who wanted to let him in an hour. This was a flexible person and generous person to let him to live with it for some days. So in 99 Logar there were some epic stories that I read. It was fantastic. So actually we are really appreciative of having this kind of program, because I really find it well when I was started joining this program. Before I read these programs. I mean, these books that I received from book club, and also book club. Beside of book clubs, it really actually inspired me to read a lot of books, like inspirational or novels. So actually, among books that I received in here, it was all of them fantastic, and this was in the row of those fantastics. 99 the 99th nights in Logat. This was also something wonderful that I found it well. So actually, everything I should say.
Hello and good time. This is Ahmed Naweed Khaliqi, one of the member of VCEB or Book Club. In this month, we're reading the 99 Nights in Logar book. That was great and fantastic book. Also, the writer of this book was Samajani Kuchi, that was born in Pakistan and grew up in USA. And also he's a master English in UC Davis, and also he is a Truman Caplet Fellow at the Lower Writers and a finalist for the Payne Award for debut novel and DC Prize for Southern. The main personality of this book was a person that was name of that Marwan. Marwan is 20 years old, was traveling from USA in Afghanistan to Logar from cousin and also uncle, and he has a bad experience to come in Afghanistan at the time of Taliban. Also, he is broadening his experience, yet there a life lesson is still to be learned. In this book was have a lot of
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Nigna Najim. I am from Mazar Sharif, Balkh province. Today I want to talk about the 99 Nights in Logar that written by Jamal Kuchi. And at first I want to talk about the writer of this book. This book was written by Jamal Kuchi. Jamal Kuchi was born in Pakistan and grew up in the United States, and also he has a master in English from University of California, and also has a bachelor degree in English from California State University, Sacramento. And he is currently attending the Lawa Writers Workshop and has been published in Public Space and the Champion Review. 99 Nights in Logar is a work of Jamal Kuchi. As I mentioned it before, this book is a revelation in every sense of the word, and animated look at the childhood, at an Afghan province, at people and places as they deserve to be known. In all their complication, this book is a novel book and that mourns all that has been lost and chases after what might still be recovered. In addition, 99 Nights in Logar unfollowed with complexity and inventiveness, revealing the many ways his generation must contend with the decision of the generation before. Thank you.
Hope you all fine and safe from COVID-19. This is Ahmed Lassaim from Balkh team, Afghanistan. So as you know, our this month book was 99 Nights in Logar. The book was written by Jimmy Kuchi. So this book was about a 12 years old boy, Marwan, who is in a quest to find his dog and a family visit Afghanistan. But actually this book mentioned the situation of Afghanistan, the days that Afghanistan people are suffering. As example, the book tells about the young girls and women who are who may wear burqas, but they have fully developed personalities. He has a keen eye for class distinctions between the families and evolving relationships. This book is really a good book. This was also one of my favorite book during this journey. So I really like it. I hope you also enjoy.
Thank you so much, everyone, for connecting with us today. It was lovely hearing from all of you. Keep on reading, keep on sharing books, keep on exchanging books with your friends, and we'll see you next time, inshallah. Allah Hafiz.